What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Wednesday, December 15th. So in today's video, I want to talk about how there's still additional stimulus money available. A lot of people think it's gone, that we're not getting anything, but there's still a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. I'm also going to give you a little bit of an update regarding the stimulus package. We're going to talk about employment gaps and how some people that are trying to go get work aren't actually given the chance to work simply because of their age or their demands in income. We're also going to talk about the Build Back Better Act, and at the end of this video, I'll give you a quick little update on the Omicron variant. So first, a lot of people are still wondering when the federal government is going to provide these fourth stimulus checks, these additional stimulus checks. But the truth is that in most cases, most likely, it's not going to happen on a large scale. Could the federal government step up and provide additional checks? Yes. They are still providing or planning on providing the child tax credit payments. This is a form of a stimulus check. However, the final payment is currently today. If this bill doesn't get extended, or if this provision doesn't get extended in the Build Back Better Act, the child tax credit payments would end today. Now, there's also a chance that these payments, don't get extended, and if they don't, what happens then? Well, here's what I can tell you. According to multiple reports, multiple cities and states are planning on stepping up. They're going to put packages together to provide additional stimulus to their residents. This is coming from multiple sources. So if Congress won't extend the child tax credit payments, then states would most likely do what they can to provide for their residents. Now, I don't know at this time which cities or states are planning on doing what or how much they're going to give, but as soon as I know more, I promise I will fill you in on that update. One thing I do plan on doing is when I see that, okay, these 3 states or these 10 cities are going to provide stimulus, what I want to do is I want to take that idea of these cities, these states providing stimulus, and I will give you just an update on that. Yesterday, a lot of people have been asking if I can split up the videos a little bit. So yesterday, and I've done it a little bit over the past couple of weeks, is I split up the video. I wanted to talk specifically about the up to $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. So I did a separate video on that. If you didn't get a chance, go and watch that. Highly recommend you do. I'll give you a little bit of insights as to where we stand and whether or not we will get any form of forgiveness for student borrowers. So one thing I can tell you though, right now, is there's billions of dollars in stimulus just sitting on the sidelines. Many states have billions of dollars just waiting to go out. But these states are waiting to see, are we going to get any additional benefits from the federal government? If we are, then we're not going to use our funds to pay for those things. We will wait. And so that's what's happening right now. It's a waiting game. Many states are just waiting to see what the federal government is going to provide, and then they will determine where we can best use our funds to provide for our residents. So again, as soon as I know more, I will fill you in on that update. Let's talk about the Build Back Better Act. What's going on with the Build Back Better Act? Right now, here's what I can tell you. According to Senator Ron Wyden from Oregon, he says that there's more than 20 issues that still need to be resolved before this bill even comes close to passing. Now, we know Senator Joe Manchin has issues regarding this bill. Senator Bernie Sanders wants a little bit more. They're trying to get other provisions put into the bill, which is going to be very difficult at this time. We know there's disagreements on the SALT tax deductions. We even heard just last night that Senator Kyrsten Sinema wants these included. And if this SALT tax deduction is not included, she will not vote in favor of this bill. Okay. We also know Senator Bernie Sanders is still fighting for a larger Medicare extension. Right now, it's only hearing that is included into this bill, but he wants to see vision and dental as well. Here's the problem. Senator Joe Manchin doesn't support this. Senator Joe Manchin believes instead of extending programs or creating an extension to this, right, and pretty much expanding Medicare, what we need to do is shore up the program. That needs to come first, according to Senator Joe Manchin. We also learned yesterday, Senator Dick Durbin, who's the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, he says it's time to force Senator Joe Manchin's hand. He says, and I quote, "It comes a time we've got to say, all right, we've done the negotiating, we made the accommodations, it's time to put up or shut up." And this could work. This could ultimately work to get the bill passed, but if Democrats are going to do this, then according to multiple Senate aides, they say this has to be done before the middle of next week. Now, could it happen? Yes. We could actually see the Senate stay this weekend as well in order to pass certain things. So they could be working this weekend, but by working this weekend, chances are they're trying to get out of working next week. So just keep that in mind. If they're working this weekend, they're probably trying to get some nominees through. So there's other things that they got going on. The one good thing, though, within Congress right now is that Congress did pass the debt ceiling increase. So at least that is out of the way. That's one less thing that they have to worry about, which should make passing the Build Back Better Act easier, but also faster. But again, we will see what actually happens. Now, I want to provide you with this story. A little bit of a story, but mostly a problem. It's the problem with the employment gaps. Now, I've heard over the past week, I'd say few weeks, that I've been talking about how people that are elderly or on Social Security, you do not have to stay at home and opt out of working. You can work, but by working, you understand that if you work, you will have to forfeit some of your Social Security benefits. Well, here's what's happening. Employers lately have been looking for new employees. We know this has been going on for the past year or so. But one thing that keeps on happening is when an elderly person comes in to apply for the job, or somebody who has been out of work for a little while applies, the employer usually goes with the much younger applicant. But why? In most cases, according to a bunch of research, this is usually due to the demand and pay by the older applicant, or it's due to the physical demands of the job. Either way, after a few rejections, these people, again, and it doesn't matter why you get rejected, but these people usually stop applying for work. Therefore, it actually slows down our economic growth. And it hurts our supply chains, and it hurts a lot of things in between. But here's what you need to keep in mind. What we've been seeing over the past probably 6 months to a year, and this has been going on for more than 100 years, but businesses have continually paid new hires less money. And this is due to the fact that these new hires, they're trying to entice them to stay on for a little bit longer, because after 3 months, 6 months, a year, they will get little bits of pay increases, which is great. But now this is turning into a problem, and here's why. Many workers want to be paid the exact same amount of money as somebody that has been working at that job for the past 5 to 10 years. Makes sense. They say, and I quote, "If we are doing the same job, then we should earn the same amount of money." And according to employment experts, this is why we're seeing many workers quit and go find something new, because the new hires that are coming in are saying, "Oh, this person is getting, $20 an hour. I should get $20 an hour as well, just to start out." And the employer doesn't have a lot of leverage to say, "No, I can only offer you $14 or $15 an hour." They'll be like, "Okay, well, I'll just go over to this other business because they'll pay me $20. Well, that's a very simple negotiating tactic, and it works. When that employee is going to go from you, who's sitting right in front of you, and you're offering them the job at $14, $15 an hour, and they say no because this company's going to pay me $20, guess what? You now have to compete with $20 an hour. Well, you go and hire the new employee for $20 an hour. Guess what? As soon as the word gets around that the new hire is making exactly what the people that have been working at the business for 5 to 10 years are making, guess what? Those old employees are going to ask for a raise. You don't give them a raise, guess what? They're probably gone. So that is one of the issues. That is one of the issues. So it doesn't matter about age, And it doesn't matter about the pretty much the employment gap. Now, those are excuses, but that's what employers are giving them. So just understand, it's going to come down to how much you are willing to make. If you're willing to make less, and this is going to suck, but if you are willing to make less, and this is where the race to the bottom is going to happen, is the employer is going to be like, okay, well, we're looking at a few different employees. What is your expected salary? If you come in with a high amount and be like, I need to get paid, $32 an hour, and yet the new guy comes in, or young guys who's just out of high school is like, yeah, I can get by with $15 an hour. Guess what? Who do you think they're going to hire? Person for 15, even if they have very little skills, very little, because it's cheaper. So that's really it. But speaking of jobs, here's something that I read today I thought was very good. American Airlines plans to hire 18,000 people in 2022 as travel starts to rebound across the country. They say pilots, flight attendants, ramp workers, and customer service agents are all in high demand. Now, here's something interesting. Over the past year, many airlines, American Airlines included, have had to cancel flights for various reasons. I reported it here on the channel multiple times. Now, this is something that airlines have said that they cannot continue to do, that they need to figure out a way to get out of this. So, what we've seen is over the holidays, Thanksgiving as well, many airlines decided to provide bonuses, incentive checks to workers who work during the holidays. Yes, they even got, I believe it was either time and a half or double time for working, but they also got bonus checks on top of that. Now, what we are hearing is airlines are expecting to make this a regular occurrence since they don't want to go through another time with hundreds of canceled flights, especially if it's a holiday season. So, what I can tell you right now is expect, as far as travel, expect the prices are most likely going to continue to go up as travel rebounds, as gas it's somewhat expensive. It's coming down a little bit now, but chances are it's going to go back up, right? But as travel rebounds, as more people get back to work, okay, chances are we're going to see the price of travel, especially air travel, go up. So just keep that in mind. Then obviously we got inflation, but just keep that in mind. Travel is most likely to get more expensive as more people start to travel. Now, let's get into some COVID news for today. Many countries are beginning to lock down once again. Some say these countries are panicking, but others say this is a smart idea to control this before the Omicron variant gets out of control. The World Health Organization says that the Omicron variant is spreading faster than any other COVID variant, and even the Director General of the World Health Organization stated that vaccines alone don't provide 100% protection against Omicron. And he goes on to say that countries need to use masks, social distancing, proper ventilation, and hand hygiene in order to prevent contagion. One thing I can tell you is masks, social distancing, and hand hygiene has been the three things that have been pushed for the past 21 months. The one thing that everybody said in the beginning was we need proper ventilation. This is why everyone says eat outside. Go to a restaurant, but eat outside. Stay outside, stay outdoors. Do not go indoors, because when you're indoors, you don't have the proper ventilation. And I remember talking about this probably back in June or July of 2020, was we need to have better ventilation. That is one of the keys. But guess what? 20 some months later, we're right back here, and a lot of businesses do not have better ventilation. Guess what? These businesses, hotels, stadiums, whatever, casinos, these are the ones, schools are going to be affected the most. So that's what we know at this time. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.